Hello. So last week, our students finished the number sense standard for math. And now that the basics are finished, it's time to introduce my students to ratios and proportions. For sixth graders, this is an introductory standard, meaning that it's their first time being presented with this type of material. Now in seventh grade, this particular standard is expanded upon, meaning that creating a clear and relatable lesson is so important. For me, ensuring that this standard starts off with a bang is important for laying the foundation of where we as a class will go for the next few weeks. With that said, while exploring the PBS website, seen here, I found a ratios and rate lessons that I was familiar with and accustomed to using quite often. In my case, it was a Dan Meyer video. Dan Meyer is a great resource I discovered a few years back. In his videos, a question is asked, and the actor, normally Dan Meyer, then performs these tasks, much to the delight of my students. Embedded within these videos are quick worksheets asking students to list what information they will need to answer for the presented question. In the video chosen, my class utilizes their student discourse skills to brainstorm how to solve this real-world problem. In this case, it's shower versus bath, rate and ratio. The students will be comparing the cost of taking a shower with the cost of taking a bath. This interactive exercise focuses on using what you know about ratios to make a prediction about whether a shower or a bath is most cost-effective. It then requires completing the table to see if your prediction was accurate. For this, I begin having the students make that prediction, write that down, and then we go through and we put it in groups and we decide what information is going to be needed. Perhaps gallons per minute, gallons per hour, prices that each city charges, or an average of both. With this video, watching it, I will just start for a few minutes as it's redirecting. I was impressed with the video content. My issue, however, was that when it came to some of the resources they weren't there. However, being an experienced teacher, coming up with those resources wasn't too hard. So here in the video we're watching Dan Meyer take a shower versus a bath, fully clothed, obviously. What this does is this sparks the interest of the student. Is it going to take more water in a bath, or is it going to take more water for a shower? This also, when the students log in, they're able to answer in that box some questions they may have, some notices, or some wonders. Going back from this, I can then have support materials. Now in this case, the activity comes with a nice little breakdown of the objectives and everything else, the procedures, activity, practice, and conclusions. Very helpful for new teachers or even experienced teachers who want to have this already done so they can throw this video out as a starting point. Unfortunately, through this PBS app or this web page, the worksheet for the students and the worksheet for the teachers, which would be the answer key, are not available, meaning they have lost the rights to it or whatever. Instead of looking for a new video, I wanted to show that sometimes this does happen when we are looking for new programs, exploring new videos and new processes to solve these questions or introduce these types of standards to our students. So taking the activity page shown here and watching the video, we should be able to come up, or even let the students come up with their own information about what is needed to solve this. The introduction, just talking about shower versus bath, is something that each student can relate to. The activity where the students are using their discourse skills to communicate back and forth about what is best needed. The practice, that's taking the information that they gathered from that video, which Dan Meyer provides quite nicely in a timer versus gallons, And then we can take this a little further and even differentiate it with a given gallons per minute or gallons per unit price. Or I can have my students research their own particular city or water territory on what their prices are. For example, I'm on a well, so my prices might be a little different than what the city provides. So that's just how we take this a little bit further. If you guys are interested, Dan Meyer Math, he does some amazing things. The kids love watching his goofiness while he takes these real world situations and brings them to the classroom. Thank you.